Whenever I treat any of the herpes viruses, there's always an emotional resonance that goes with that virus because really, if you're going to treat someone, you want to treat them physically, emotionally, and mentally. That's the quickest way to expedite healing. And so, if you want to heal anything, including herpes, you want to look at the emotional resonance or reason that those viruses may still be a problem ongoing in the person. And, let's say herpes 4, for example, that is Epstein-Barr virus or mononucleosis or the kissing disease. And the emotional remedies and homeopathy that go with that are motivation, lack of motivation, and self-esteem or lack of self-esteem. And you'll see that a lot when people have reactivation of Epstein-Barr virus or mono. They will have a heavy feeling, brain fog, fatigue, and a severe lack of motivation. A lot of these people do suffer or admit that they suffer from lack of self-esteem. If you're dealing with herpes 1 or 2, herpes simplex virus, the emotional resonance of those are grief for the first month of treatment, and the second month is rage. And it's interesting because grief does beget rage. If you've had people really victimize you and hurt you, that might cause some grief, which over time, if it is suppressed rather than released, you might experience some rage that comes up in the body. And this also affects, in Chinese medicine, the liver is what stores anger and rage and frustration, which oftentimes is where a lot of these viruses hide in the body. It's interesting how everything connects. So the reason I'm so successful with these viruses is because I am treating any sort of shame spiral the person is experiencing from having something like this, as well as the emotional resonance of these viruses. And then on top of it, we're using homeopathy to harmonize or put the body back in homeostasis so it sees the problem, as well as some proven antiviral herbs. And depending on what you're dealing with, it can be a multitude of them, like something like monolaurin, L-lysine, things like that can be really, really helpful with things like homeopathy and treating the emotional and spiritual reasons too. So it's interesting, these little pesky viruses, especially since COVID, they've reawakened in most people, and they can cause a myriad of symptoms depending on the person and what other frenemies are in their toxin bucket. So if this sounds like you, I'll put the link for my clinic in the caption. I'd love to help you out. And I want you to know that you may not be able to put these out of your body forever, but you can put them in remission. And you can never have an outbreak again. And you can feel like your old self again. So keep the faith. The body is always trying to heal you. It's never wrong.